guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute since I have sat down here and filmed like this, and I just miss it so much. And I want to thank all of you, every single one of you who subscribed to my channel recently. My subscriber base has grown quite a bit in the past 2 months, and I want to thank everyone who's here and who's helped me achieve the milestone of 1000 subscribers on YouTube. It happened a few days back, and I'm so happy about it. I did not get to make a post or thank you guys, but I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey and helping me achieve this milestone. So yes, I could make the intro even more longer and talk to you about a quick life update, but unfortunately I cannot do that because in today's video, which you can tell from the title, is going to be my August favorites. We have quite a bit of products, even though I haven't been talking as much about new products on the channel or on Instagram. There have been a lot of things I've been using behind the scenes, new things I've been discovering, some old favorites, etc. Just a lot of stuff is going on behind the scenes, and I want to talk to you about everything today, right now. So let's dive right into this pile. The first thing, I think my morning skincare routine right now is and I feel like it's been helping a lot with my skin. Of course, you can see my makeup more than my actual skin right now, but it's been helping a lot overall. And something that it's a rediscovered favorite, but I know this is gonna be in the staple staples bin basically for a while. I'm talking about the Plum 5% Niacinamide serum. I love the 10% Niacinamide for winter time, and that's when I'm gonna start using it in a couple of months. But right now, you can see I am going through this bottle. We're already here, so I think in the next, I want to say a week or two, I might be done with this one. But I really love it. I already have another bottle which I will dive right into shortly, but yes, I've been absolutely loving the serum. If you have a normal skin, I think normal dry skin, I still think it's hydrating. I mean, for dry skin I would recommend the 10%, to be very honest, because it's more milky. But if you have normal combination oily skin, maybe a little bit dry, this is it's a very hydrating texture, along with, of course, you will be getting the benefits of niacinamide as well. So yes, I would highly recommend this. Check it out. It's a beautiful product. And by the way, I'm gonna have some shots on my morning skincare routine. Every step of my morning skincare routine I will demo and show you on shots. A lot of my skincare demos are happening over there, so if you want to see a demo or a short mini review on any product, do check out my shorts tab that I have on my channel, or you can just search with my name and you will probably see it. So that's that. For my morning skincare routine, the shorts are going to come up soon. It's already filmed. I just have to edit it and post it and schedule it accordingly based on my other content. Any which ways, moving on, let's talk about our moisturizer. This is one that I've owned for a while. I just do not know why I didn't get into it quickly, and it's taken me this long, and I've gone through quite a journey with this product. I'm talking about the Dot & Key Watermelon Super Glow Matte Moisturizer. Like I said, I've owned this for a while. Never got around to using it. I finally did recently because I had a lot of other new moisturizers that I was supposed to try out, but my skin went through a very weird breakout period. I don't think you're going to be able to tell right now. You can see a little bit of remnants under my contour blush situation. I think you can see a little bit, but yeah, you won't be able to see too much. Basically, this was the only product that was working for me during that time, that I knew would be helping, because it does have a little bit, just a little bit of glycolic acid in it. So I was like, I'm not sure if I should be using any other new moisturizer right now, because it might be contributing to the breakout. I don't know. So I decided to not use any new moisturizer, rather go back to something that I know will not break me out, and that's when I reached out for this one. It's got a very unique gel texture. It is a gel moisturizer, but it's not your regular gel moisturizer. I don't know if you can tell. It's more like a silicone, like a very thick silicone primer, but like a moisturizer silicone primer, if that makes sense. And that can be a little bit difficult to work with, because you'll have to decide what serum and what sunscreen you're going to put underneath and on top of it based on the texture of this. So this will really dictate what product is going to pill on you, what's not going to pill, what's going to sit well under, what's not going to sit well under, all that kind of stuff. So at the moment these two are pairing really well together, and I will talk about the sunscreen in a minute. But yeah, this is a very finicky product, and initially I thought I'm not gonna like it at all, but eventually I ended up really liking it. And now that it is almost gonna be out, again, like I said, in another week or so, I am actually contemplating. I was even contemplating this morning whether I want to repurchase it or not. I'm tiptoeing towards yes, but I'm also like, you know, I have so many favorite moisturizers. I cannot keep repurchasing every single one of them, right? So that's a little bit like a skincare junkie problem. I mean, first world problems. But yeah, I will decide on that eventually. I think once I run out of it completely, I really miss it, I might repurchase it. So that's that. Moving on, next let's talk about our sunscreen. I think I'll just cover the morning skincare routine to start this video out, and then we can move into other products. This is the sunscreen that works really well with the Dot & Key moisturizer and the Plum serum, of course. The Plum serum is like, it works with everything. I don't think it's ever caused a problem for me in any situation, but the sunscreen has really helped a lot with the moisturizer paired together. This is the FixDerma Shadow RX SPF 55 Plus gel. Now this one specifically is you know, one that I am assuming it's a reformulation of the SPF 50 that was earlier there, the SPF 50 gel. But again, I'm not sure. The reason why I'm saying that is because the SPF 50 is discontinued everywhere. Not discontinued, but out of stock everywhere. I was not able to repurchase it. And then I randomly saw the SPF 55 on Nykaa. That's where I got it from. So I don't know if this is actually discontinued, or I mean the SPF 50 is discontinued and this is the newer version or what. Even if they have both the versions, like the 50 and the 55, I would actually recommend this one more than the SPF 50, and I'll tell you why. I feel like this is a sunscreen that I've noticed personally also. I think compared with this moisturizer, like these two work really well together, in the sense that some other sunscreens do tend to pill. On top of this one does not pill, at least for me personally. I think you have to blend it a certain way and you have to let it absorb in a certain way, and then it will not pill at all. Apart from that, I will say that even the finish for people who do not wear makeup of this particular product along with this is a really nice matte finish. Now it could be because of the moisturizer, it could be just the sunscreen. I will not be able to tell you unless and until I'm completely out of this moisturizer and I use the sunscreen with other moisturizers. Then I will tell you how it looks without makeup, and if you can wear this on no makeup days without it looking shiny or you know, a little glowy, dewy-ish. Basically, I'm not saying sticky, tacky and like glowy in that sense, like you have like a MAC stroke cream on your skin. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like most products just have a sheeny finish and kind of make you look like, you know, the glass skin look. I don't know if that would happen or not, and the reason I'm emphasizing so much and I'm talking so much about it is because when I did a shorts with the SPF 50 from FixDerma, a lot of people in the comments asked what the end result finishes like on the skin, and I realized a lot of people who have oily skin, they want a sunscreen that is of course lightweight and is not greasy, dewy, oily, but at the same time they also don't want to look oily or they don't want a sheen on their skin. And personally, I just use a loose powder on top of my face for that specific reason, but I completely understand that not everyone would want to do that. So now I think whenever I review sunscreens, I will talk about this particular aspect a little bit more, because I understand that it can be very hard for people who have oily skin to find a sunscreen and to fall in love with a sunscreen. So that's the reason I'm explaining this particular point so much in detail, but I will keep you posted about that basically. Let's move on next because we have a few more things to talk about. The Marula moisturizer from Minimalist. This one, you guys, I am almost going to be out of. I think I have used this thoroughly and enjoyed it, and this time I did not take a break while using it because I really wanted to thoroughly test it out. When I first tried it out a few years back when it had first launched, I was a little skeptical that this is breaking me out, but now I can officially tell you it's not. It's not the cause of my breakouts in the past. I don't know why I was breaking out, but I can tell you it's not causing any breakouts for me anymore. So now I can confidently recommend this product to you. And there's a bulldozer going behind this cupboard because the building behind is getting broken down. It's completely broken down, but basically there's a ton of construction happening, so if you hear it, I'm sorry. Any which ways, moving on to this has been my dedicated nighttime skincare routine moisturizer once I finished the Dot & Key one, which I've mentioned in my previous favorites video. So in case you're wondering, Kerry last time so she was talking about that product, now she's talking about this product. Why is that the case? Well, it's because I completely understand people have preferences in terms of brands, in terms of products. So if I had to tell you whether I like the Dot & Key more or the Minimalist more, overall I would say I do still like the Dot & Key more because you get more product, better value, and it's just an amazing product. But at the same time, I did want to test this out again, give you an updated review on this, and I have thoroughly been using this like every single day as my nighttime skincare routine moisturizer, and I do still like it. Will I repurchase it is something I'm not sure about, because again, this is more expensive. You will go through this way more quickly as compared to how fast you will go through that, the Dot & Key one, and it's probably like double the price because this is $2.99 for 50 grams, and then that one is like $3.95 I guess for 100 grams. So if you do the math, that one is way more cheaper, this is a little bit more expensive, but I would still recommend this to you if you are like a minimalist stan. Then you probably already try this, I'm sure, but if you haven't, I would recommend this. It's an amazing moisturizer and would mostly suit people with normal to dry skin. But if you are someone who has combination oily skin, this is a great nighttime moisturizer too. So I would recommend this. Now let's move on and talk about some makeup, because I have been really enjoying my makeup and doing my makeup these days. I've set a routine, so I was kind of experimenting a little bit, trying out different things, and now I would say that I have finally come to like a good routine which I want to stick to probably and see how it works for me. At the same time, I cannot be thinking about how I'm going to change up my makeup every single day. Like every single morning I'm just quickly doing my makeup and trying to get out of the door as quickly as possible, but still looking presentable. And something that's been really something that I got into a lot in the past month and a half is bronzing and contouring. Earlier I was like a only blush person for the cheeks, but like you can see now we have a little bit of a contour going, and then I have just blended the blush into it for it to look more obvious. I think this side looks a little bit more pink, but this side you can like really see it's also maybe the light, or maybe I'll have to balance other two cheeks. I'm not sure about that, but we'll figure it out. Any which ways, I have been really loving this specific brush for bronzer, which I wanted to speak about because I was not able to find a good bronzer brush. I feel like certain brushes I was using for bronzer and they were making me look very muddy, which is something I don't want when I'm using a bronzer. And I feel like this brush from e.l.f., which is called their powder blurring, it says powder blurring over here. So this I believe is supposed to be like a powder brush, but the shape, if you can see, it's like this. It's like a contour bronzing kind of a brush. So what I do is I just dip into my Marc Jacobs bronzer and I go and I don't go too much on the forehead, because I feel like when I go on the forehead, that's when it makes me look muddy. But if I just dip into it and then I go mainly focus on the cheeks and then a little bit on the jaw as well over here, it's perfect. It's literally perfect. I've been loving it. This brush is in fact, like you can see, dirty. I'm supposed to wash this, but I haven't done it yet, but I will be doing it. I will be washing this very soon and then getting back into. So what I do is I alternate. Since I have one contour brush and I have one bronzer brush, I use this for 1 week, then I put this for a wash, like I'm supposed to wash it, and then I do the contour for 1 week. And then, by the way, this is the contour brush I'm going to speak about. I do the contour for 1 week and then this goes in the wash and then this is fresh. So like that's how I alternate typically, because I just have one of each, but I do plan to eventually pick one more contour brush up and one more bronzer brush up, so that way I don't have to decide whether I'm going to bronzer or contour depending on my brush availability, if that makes sense. I want it to be my choice. I don't want the brushes to decide what I'm going to do in a specific week. But for contour, which I'm doing today, currently right now, and this is the Nykaa contour brush. Basically this is again what it looks like, similar but a little bit more poofy, and it's also like angled, so I feel like it's better for like the groove of the face. And of course bronzer and contour brushes I think are typically made a certain way also. This is a specific contour brush that I'm using for contouring, so it's going to be a different shape, whereas this is a powder brush which I'm using for bronzer, so of course it's going to be a little different, but I think it's in fact perfect. I think they should actually call this their bronzer brush, but I realize that certain people, they like to bronze like all over their face, so they want a more poofy fluffy bronzer brush. I don't want that, so for me this shape is perfect. But yes, I wanted to let you know my brush favorites recently, because I'm someone, I don't buy a lot of brushes and I don't experiment too much with brushes either. Like I've been using the same loose powder, like powder brush basically all over my face since like the past 5 years probably. I'm not joking. But yeah, I don't change up my brushes too much, so when I do introduce something new, I want to share it with you because I think it'll be helpful for someone who's like a minimalist, doesn't want to own like thousands of brushes. These two have been my favorite. And since we were talking about that, might as well let me mention the products also that I've been using. So for bronzer, of course, I've been using the MAC Jacobs bronzer, but that's a pretty old one. It's not available anymore. You can't buy it. So I'm like, what's the point of sharing something with them that's discontinued? But you can use your favorite bronzer with that bronzer brush in case you're looking for one. But for contour, I do want to let you know what my favorite contour is. This has been my favorite for years and years and years. Not even joking. It is the Sugar Contour de Force face palette. This is the contour shade, and this is the shade that I use the most out of these three. The blush I truly do not use anymore. I think it's very pink and it's a little too dark. I like a more subtle blush, and this is a pretty pigmented one, so I don't use the blush. I rarely use the highlighter, like rarely, but I love the contour. So I, instead of recommending the entire palette, you can actually, I'm pretty sure, get these as a single. So it's $2.99 I want to say for one, and then $6.99 if you want to get the palette. So I mean, depending on whatever you prefer, you can decide to buy it. But I love the Sugar face products and I would highly recommend them to everyone and anyone. It's so affordable, it's amazing in terms of quality. The pigmentation is just right. It's not too pigmented, it's not too sheer, it's perfect. It's literally perfect. So I would highly recommend that. That's what I've been using, and I will probably use that contour till I don't completely use it up, like not just hit pan, till I completely use it up. I'm going to be using the Sugar contour powder, I can assure you that. And then the blush that I've been like, which I have on my cheeks right now, again, it's a little nude, it's a little pink. I mean, it's majorly pink, but I feel like because I've blended it a certain way with the contour to make it look seamless instead of like clown cheeks, that's why it looks a little bit more nuder than it is. But the blush I'm talking about is this one right here. It's from Faces. Like you can see, it's very pink. I feel like this is a more accurate representation of the color, but here what it looks like is what it will look like if you are blending it in with the contour and making it look more seamless. So I actually prefer this. This is, I feel like, looking a little patchy. But yeah, I was doing my makeup very quickly today because I wanted to get more time to film as compared to spending more time doing my makeup. So that's the way I look, and I'm completely okay with it. So don't comment me in the comments and like makeup shame me, okay? I'm not gonna deal with that. But yes, talking about this blush, this is the Faces blush in the number 05, and this is something that I got for free. I didn't even purchase it. I think I was buying a bunch of Faces products and that's when I got this free, but I've been really loving it. The pigmentation is just right. It's not too pigmented, it's not too sheer, and I've been really loving it. So I wanted to share that with you, and my camera is going to cut me off in the next 5 seconds. So I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I'm going to see you in my next